All right, we're live. All right, started streaming. Forgot to take my microphone off charger. All right, guys, let's check the audio. I hope everyone's doing well. And we should be live. Everything's good. Oh. Let's go to the charts. No announcements. Man, I'm totally conflicting with Swan Spaces. Just bad scheduling. Okay, we're going to begin with the most important chart. I'll try to do that. Morning from Cabo. Oh, sweet. Roger in Cabo? Man, I miss Cabo. Really miss Cabo. Oh, I might be in Mexico in about a week. Keep you guys posted. Okay. Morning from Florida. I'll be in Florida as well. I'm in Florida a lot. I just like to keep it on the low. Florida's exciting enough. All right, anyway. We're going to begin with the most exciting chart. The most important chart. And the most important chart is the correlation between Bitcoin and the stock market. Now, I use the S&P 500 as the proxy for the stock market. Others are welcome to use the NASDAQ NDX, the NASDAQ 100, as a proxy for the stock market. You can also use the Dow Jones 30 as a proxy for the stock market. I personally don't like using the Dow Jones 30 as a proxy for the stock market because it's only 30 stocks. And while Bitcoin is probably way more correlated to the NASDAQ 100, I still prefer to use the S&P 500 as the broad diversified index of the stock market, as the Russell 2000 is a little too diversified for my taste. So for me, the sweet spot is the S&P 500. Maybe it's tradition, maybe it's the fact that it has the most liquid futures market that I used to trade. I don't know, right? But I like to stick to the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 is at a super critical resistance level of the MRI resistance line. And I am waiting for this to finally crack. And hopefully it will crack this week. This morning, the market has already been trading for about 45 minutes. It's not really doing anything that badly. It has dipped down a little, but the Bitcoin line, the Bitcoin candle, is down a lot. So we're going to dive into that and try to investigate as to why that is and whether it should be something of concern. Spoiler alert, I am not concerned by the current drop in Bitcoin for many, many reasons. Now, first, I'm going to tell you my number one reason as to why, or a few reasons as to why we are pulling back. I'm going to drop over to the daily chart, which is here. So we were anticipating that today was going to be the pullback day. Well, I don't know about we. I was anticipating that today was going to be the big fall day. You can see with 3 different red arrows starting today. I drew these arrows on Friday morning and on Friday morning when I drew it, Bitcoin was well above 30,000. So there was no reason to assume that it was going to top right then and there. And I really thought it had a little bit more mustard, just a little bit more, maybe $500 more. We were sitting at 31,000, and I thought that we had a chance to get to not even 500. The top line is at 800. The bottom line was at 300. So maybe even like $300 more upside. Didn't happen. But the reason why I was anticipating the drop to start today was because today was going to be the MRI top candle, as Sunday gave us a yellow warning sign. For those of you that don't have the MRI, and most people watching me do have access to the MRI and the educational video on the MRI, you know that the warning candle shows up with an orange arrow. The orange arrow was right here on March 19th. But when the following candle actually gives you the official MRI top, the warning arrow disappears. People keep asking me, Tone, what are the big differences between the MRI and Tom DeMark's TD? This is one of several differences. There are many other differences. Yes, there are lots of similarities, but there are significant differences, which is why I'm using the MRI and not Tom DeMark's TD, because I wanted to add my own spin to Tom DeMark's indicator, I wanted to put my own changes in. And if I put my own changes in and I'm calling it the time to market indicator, that's a big problem, right? Because it's not the time to market indicator. It has differences. So by putting in those differences that help me trade, I have to completely revamp the indicator without using any of the terminology that you would find in the time to market indicator. And the time to market indicator is something I traded since around 2006 or 2007, and it helped me a lot in the market. So one of those changes is this indication of a warning candle telling you, hey, you may want to start paying attention to what's about to happen in the next 24 hours. So we never actually got the MRI top. We fell one candle short. So that could potentially be good news. By not getting the MRI top candle, we broke the count, and we can now start a brand new count to the upside. Now, the downside targets do not change. Now, obviously, we never had a chance at the bullish optimistic target because we never made it as high as 31.8. Now, we do and we already started pulling back from the 30,400 level. But we do still have a shot at the bullish pessimistic target by only falling to around 28.5. I would love to see 28.5 hold the pullback, but if we do pull back to here, to the 50-period moving average on the daily chart, I will actually not see this as a bearish scenario. It's a really interesting situation because we never, and I'm going to delete these, because we never actually created the bullish optimistic scenario. This becomes the bullish optimistic scenario. We never made it that high. So this is now the bullish optimistic scenario. And for those that think, oh, Tone is changing his mind, well, welcome to trading, newbie. Because with every single minute, there's new information, and you have to constantly reanalyze the information that's in front of you. So this has just become my bullish optimistic scenario. That means that the scenario that I had as the bearish path has now become the bullish pessimistic scenario, but still bullish. And now this arrow will be a lot shorter. That creates the possibility of a brand new breakout. And that all happened because we did not go up very high. So now, this now becomes the bearish pessimistic, the bullish pessimistic. So now we need a whole new path. What am I now considering the bearish path? Well, since we never made it to that MRI top, and the weekly chart is still bullish and has plenty of upside, on a daily scale, my bearish pessimistic path would now need to break the 50-period moving average because it doesn't have that far to go in order to break that average. So something like this, well, unfortunately, it will take more time. So this would be the bearish one because it would have to go all the way, well, maybe not that low. It would have to go all the way to 25,000 at this point. And now, from 25,000, it would now hit significant resistance in that $27,000 range, would also be the 50-period moving average, and then go down. So these are now the paths. Science changed, which it often does, actually. Okay? So this has now become the bearish path. All because we never made it to that 31.5 and into a proper MRI cell. Usually you sell in May and go away. That is correct. But I've corrected that statement before. I do believe in the sell in May and go away, but the one time you trusted completely is the one time it's not going to work. There's also a big difference between May 1st and May 31st. I've seen the market top on May 1st, and I've seen the market go up 10% in May and top on May 31st. So sell in May and go away sounds great if you're a position trader that enters once a year. But if you are an active trader, sell in May and go away could be a lot more complicated than it sounds. All right, let's go to the higher level. We need like a week or two to figure out, are we going to try to hit that 60 at the end of the summer, or are we going to, slowly go into the halving? Someone pointed out that at every halving, the price always tends to be about half it was at the prior peak. It will be interesting if we hit the halving at exactly 35K. Not going to talk about that. Weekly chart. Nothing's really changing on a weekly chart yet. The oscillators will still be bullish. We are now on the 7th week of upside, which looks gorgeous. And yeah, we're just going to hold our 100% long position. There's no reason for us to get scared of our 100% long. I would start to get concerned of the 100% long when the price is below the intermediate moving average and the short-term moving average, which on this chart is a 3-period moving average, is crossing below the 9-period moving average. That's when I'll start taking some off the table. Those that are looking to learn trading, there's a free learn trading section, which I will update in the near future. Also, the MRI, which I just talked about, if you go to products and services, you can check out the MRI indicator. It used to be $1,000. Now it is only $400. Welcome to the world of inflation in reverse. And I'll probably drop the price again on Black Friday. And it'll slowly keep dropping. Eventually, I'll probably give it away for free. But it'll drop, probably by a few more years, and it'll be free. You are, of course, welcome to wait or support the Tone Vays channel by picking it up at 400. There's also on-demand videos that teach education. I left the options course at 1,500. I never raised it. Again, these prices are likely to drop around Black Friday. You can wait. Up to you. What settings am I using for the MRI indicator? It's all discussed in the video. You can see that right here. The only real settings that I like seeing the time frames. I want to see what the weekly is doing. It's on a 7. I want to see what the monthly is doing. It's on a 4. I want to see higher level time frames show up down here. Do I even have that set? I know I like seeing that. Do I have that set? Multi-time frame summary visible. I do. We probably just haven't had any. Hey, there they are. Weekly, monthly. I like that feature. And the most important setting is this one. Trend change close condition, trend change extreme condition. These are your stars. Display reversal star after MRI top. I explained all of these in the educational video. All right, this is getting cluttered. I'll probably be removing these arrows soon. Okay, 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart took a bit of a nosedive, but if you can see right now, the 4-hour chart is on a 4-hour MRI buy. The 4-hour chart has been acting really well with the MRI indicator, I think. But didn't we have some MRI tops recently? I don't see any anymore. Interesting. Where'd it go? Oh, it's the 1-hour chart. I'm sorry. The 1-hour chart has not had any. So I don't know how serious this 1-hour MRI buy is. but it does look like it wants to at least test prior cluster of resistance, maybe even just down here. The 4-hour chart has been good with the MRI. Let me check it. Yep, there it is. There's the MRI top. And according to the 4-hour chart, we still have some downside into an MRI buy. And hopefully the next MRI buy will reverse us just like these MRI sells did. GBTC took a big nosedive this morning. Of course, when GBTC falls, so does the discount. When GBTC rises, the discount starts to evaporate. I'm still waiting for the big bull market. Oil, as you guys know, I am bullish on oil. What is this? There's a data issue in the oil indicator. That sucks. All right. Well, so I don't know what the price of oil is then. Too bad. We'll check it tomorrow. But I am bullish on the price of oil. Natural gas, boom. There it is. There it is. Natural gas has been very tricky. I can only assume oil is up. Let me see. This is our economic indicators this week. Not a big week. Nothing really important to announce this week, so not a big deal. But if you go to the home page, we've been notified by several countries that they were. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice of Finwiz caring about Russian speakers. Wow. Okay. Interesting. They've been. And they even wrote it in Russian, too. Wow. Futures, where's oil? Grains, metals, softs, energy. Crude oil. So we're down today, huh? Hourly crude. Yeah, we're down at the open, but natural gas is up, which is interesting. Look at that. Natural gas is skyrocketing. Oil is down. And this is showing you that the two assets are not really correlated that much. They got their own, they got their own things going on. Tony, forgot to remove the first short blue arrow on top. I'm not sure what that means. I don't really have blue arrows, but okay. Sorry. So let's get back to the chart. Natural gas is up nicely. So now, if we go to the MRI alert service, you should see this natural gas, right? So suddenly the daily and the weekly went neutral. Yesterday, on Friday, when we looked at this, the daily and the weekly were both bearish, and the monthly was bearish. 12 hours later, less than 12 hours later, the daily and the weekly went neutral. That's what happens when you get the price flip. You get that first number one green arrow. You see the daily, you can see the weekly. Boom. So if next week is a bullish week, you're going to see the daily and the weekly go bullish, while the monthly will probably stay bearish for a little while longer. But if the monthly goes above $2.68, you're going to see the monthly go neutral. So it's possible that natural gas is on the verge of flipping over and going bullish, bullish, bullish if the price next month starts to break $2.70, which could potentially be an amazing trade for natural gas. Imagine if natural gas goes to like back to $10, Europe would be destroyed. Destroyed. And it's coming. Not only can they not get their hands on natural gas, they're going to have to pay through the nose if the price of natural gas goes to $10. per, I don't know what the price units are, 10,000 cubic liters or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, here's a daily chart of NG, and I still want to see the moving averages flip. So for me, when is it the perfect time to buy natural gas? Because I would not have bought yesterday, and I would not have bought this morning, because this is not where I enter trades. Over here, I might have done it, the B and the C, and then you're gapping to the upside. Here, I would have done it, but not here. There's no TA indication for me to buy. So where would I buy natural gas? Well, I would want to see it go to 270 and then pull back down into the moving average cluster of about 230. And then I would want to buy it right here at 230 after breaking 275, let's say. I would want it to prove to me that it's ready to break the moving averages and then pull back and back test the moving averages as support. That's when I would buy it. Others are welcome to gamble, on Friday. If you did, that's great for you. And now you're, laughing all the way to the bank. But 8 times out of 10, you're going to be laughing all the way to the poorhouse because guessing when the price is going to reverse is a very losing endeavor in trading. Rast Pentagon, thanks for joining, man. Yeah, I missed you at the last financial summit, but hopefully I'll see you at the next one. It is in Dubai. You've attended that one. Hopefully you can join us. Yeah, I can't wait to have you there. Yeah, Rast Pentagon is his own channel as well, but I'm not sure if it's in English or in Russian. Yeah, let me see if I can open it. Go to channel. Let me make sure it's really him and not a troll. Yep, that's him. I think it's in Russian because his description's in Russian. But these descriptions are in English, so I actually have no idea if it's in Russian or in English. But yeah, that's his channel. You haven't? Oh, no, you have streamed. There it is. Streamed 1 day ago. I still have these things up. Not exactly sure why, but I can probably drop these. I'm not talking about this anymore. They're just taking up space. All right. I still say the halving is going to take place at the end of March, but we're getting very, very close to everyone seeing less than 1 year to go to the halving. Gold. Let's see how gold's doing this morning. Gold's hanging in there. I think gold's going to pull back a little bit. Even if it's only to the prior swing top, it's a good, healthy pullback before more upside. S&P 500, this is my most important metric right now. The Arun needs to shoot back to the top, and I think that it will. Now, if we get a new closing weekly high above 4,275, I think the S&P is going to new all-time highs, potentially even this year, but most likely early next year. Very bullish on the S&P still. I've been bullish since October when we had a monthly MRI top in the MRI. Sorry, monthly MRI buy in the MRI. That coincided with the weekly, and I'm not sure how the daily worked out. We can check how October went for the daily, but this is the futures, not the cash. In the cash, which is more important, I'm not sure if we had an MRI buy, but we certainly had the bullish engulfing of a lifetime. That's the craziest bullish engulfing I potentially have ever seen. That would have made me incredibly bullish. I always want to go back and watch my episode on Thursday, October 13. I'm sure I did an episode there. Monster bullish engulfing. Wow. What a candle. Daily chart, we can see if anything interesting happened at 10 a.m. No, it didn't. And this is our, this is where we look at stuff. I am keeping an eye on Binance with that court case. Very interesting weekly chart. 1 to 4 candle correction to the upside. I would be very surprised, very, very surprised if it breaks the moving averages. I can see Binance on licensed security going up to the moving average and then going to new lows to here. That's my very likely path for Binance. We can look at other shitcoins like Ethereum. Ethereum is at a zone where I'm expecting it to go down. We are in a green star candle this week, which means it should go bullish. The last green star candle did not work out very well, but the green star appeared in the beginning of the candle. So it certainly worked out pretty damn well for the rest of the week. That's a 13% move, nothing to sneeze at. It did hit resistance and went down. Personally, I would be surprised if it makes it all the way up there. I would draw the best fit trend line here. That's the best fit line. It's actually a very good line. It touches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to say that's a touch. I can make it a touch. 5, 6, 7, 8. I can even do this. Again, you want to touch the maximum number of candles without breaking any of their bodies. And I can do that here. Ideally, you want to touch the body of the first candle. We are right at resistance. And we're at a moving average cluster. And I don't really think it's going to break its prior swing high, which is only like 1% up. So I think Ethereum's going to top in the next 48 hours. I think Ethereum's going to top in the next 48 hours. It can prove me wrong by closing above this downward trend line, which I'll make red. But then it's going to struggle to break like the 5-year trend line. Yeah, the reason this is in the middle of the candles is because it was drawn on a monthly scale. So on a monthly scale, it's a clean trend line. On a weekly scale, it's obviously not a clean trend line. But on a monthly scale, this is not a clean trend line, but it's the best I can do. So is there an MRI top on a daily? It's got a few more days. I think it's going to struggle to break the MRI resistance line. It can break this red trend line from a weekly area and make it to an MRI sell. But I think it's going to struggle to break these prior swing highs. That's my path for Ethereum. All right, I'll look at your live chat. I'll give you like 5-10 more minutes, then maybe I'll jump in on Spaces. We can look at US stocks. Let's look at Bitfarms with Bitcoin pulling back. Oh, wow, it's way over $1 now. Jeez. Whoa, I had no idea it went all the way to $1.40 on Friday. You know, Bitfarms may not be a bad pickup at $1. That's a beautiful support cluster right here. That's a beautiful support cluster. Oh, wow. I may get another shot at this. I may get another shot at this. It broke the prior swing highs, but couldn't hold it. Not even for a full day. I like it. Riot was freaking on fire. And Marathon, also on fire. Canaan is still struggling. Someone explain why Adobe so... Well, it's not that expensive, relatively speaking. Adobe looks good. Fake meat, come on, go to 0. Fake meat's not doing well. It broke an MRI support line. I would short this, but I don't short $14 stocks. Check out WULF. Moderators, do I have any good questions? Shoot them over in Telegram. Terra Wolf, no idea what they do. Wow, they got back-to-back earnings? That's rare. Well, they topped on the MRI. Yeah, looks very good, actually. I don't know what they do, but they seem to have recovered from a catastrophic fall. Normally, I don't mess with this kind of stuff. It looked like they were going bankrupt. Hey, Bernoulli, what do they do? I have no idea what they do. Oh, they're a miner. TerraWolf reports rise in mined Bitcoins in March. Okay. Expects to nearly triple hash rate to 5.5 exahash. I don't actually know what that means. Like, I'm not a miner. 160 megawatts at existing sites. That sounds good, I guess. It looks a lot like Bitfarms to me. Potentially a good buying opportunity here. Like, I don't know anything about the company, but it looks like Bitfarms. Stock similar price too. Should I add them to my list? Okay. Thanks for the heads up. Let's see how Trump's company's doing. Not good. I still wouldn't buy it. It looks like that natural gas chart. You know, it needs to break both moving averages. How about DraftKings with basketball playoffs? Now, this looks good. You see my arrows here on DraftKings? DraftKings might finally go back to the upside. God, I hope Robinhood goes bankrupt. Hate that company with a passion. And Triple M, we discussed Triple M. They can't seem to get their shit together. Oh, they are locked in at 2 cents per kilowatt. Wow, that's good. I've been giving Amazon a lot of business lately. Amazon is looking good. Very bullish chart here. Earnings is coming. Very good. Look at that beautiful MRI top back in February. Gorgeous MRI buy right here, though it would have been tricky. You would have had to have onions of steel to hold them through this red star candle, breaking the MRI support, closing below this. I would have bailed. I would have bailed, and I would have been cursing up a storm a few days later. I might have gotten back in on a green star candle, or I might have said, it's like that line from The Big Lebowski. Sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you. So right here, the bar ate you. No, Robinhood is worse than, well, I'm not going to say it's worse than Coinbase, but it's different than Coinbase. Coinbase is run by a CEO who hates Bitcoin. So to me, Brian Armstrong is like Jeff Bezos that hated online shopping with a passion. That's Brian Armstrong. So the CEO's vision is wrong. Now, is just wrong. Now, Robinhood's vision is predatory. They are like a predatory lender of giving out loans to like predatory. It's like back in 2007 when these companies were giving predatory loans. They were finding people with bad credit, horrible jobs, like low-paying jobs like janitors, and they were giving them these $500,000 mortgages with a variable rate, knowing that they were going to lose that house. So Robinhood has a very predatory business model of advertising to like 12-year-olds to trade stocks. And that's why I hate Robinhood. They are a predatory broker where they're like that junkie, like selling you drugs outside a rehab center. Or like trying to convince you to walk into a casino. They're a predator on vulnerable people and getting them to gamble in the stock market. That's their business model. That's why I hate them. Coinbase is doing something similar with shitcoins, but Coinbase's CEO actually believes that that Hex is probably a good idea, right? I mean, because that's his mentality. The Robinhood team, they know what they're doing is predatory, and they still do it. Coinbase people are just brainwashed and believe that scams are legit. So they are very different. I've done the Yucatan pyramids. I've done Chichen Itza, and I've done Koba. I climbed to the top of Koba. I don't know if you can still do that anymore. I didn't make it to Chichen Itza while you can still climb to the top of it. That would have been super cool. All right, guys. I think that's it for me. I don't really follow the whole Bud Light thing. Like, I don't know. I'm not. I'm too busy paying attention to international geopolitics. I mean, I know that like the U.S. is just in such trouble that I'm more pay attention as to where I'm going to potentially be living in 5 years than U.S. Like I said, I think the United States, I think it's gone past the point of no return on changing the country. There is still hope for a few states to secede. And Texas is about to reach the point of no return on Texas as well. So all we have left is a bunch of landlocked states like South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, but they're landlocked. They're going to be screwed. They can't secede. So all you have left is Florida. It's the only thing left. Or the west coast of America breaks off into a communist people's republic, and then the rest of the country will just go back below the line of no return, and then they can return. Yeah, I'm sure you can sneak in there, you know, pay a security guard $10 and climb to the top. Yeah, so I have no idea what the whole Bud Light thing is all about. I have no idea. Yeah, like UK was at a point of no, like Europe was at a point of no return. That's why everyone sailed to the United States and try to start fresh, you know, after the revolution. After the US Revolution, you know, Europe was, that's it. It was like, you want to start a new life, you go to America. The problem is there's not really anywhere to go at the moment. So, and every time BUSD market cap goes down, Bitcoin goes up. So current TA is useless. That's not true. Take a look at the market cap of BUSD. What's BUSD? Is that Binance's token? It's not liquid enough. No, you're creating correlation when there's probably isn't one. Only 6.5 billion still available. What's BUSD? But BUSD is Tether. What makes it BUSD? Tether versus US dollar index. So BUSD, how do I pull that up? How do I pull that up? If you ask me to pull up something, I have to be able to do it. BUSD.D? No, but that's Binance coin versus dollar. BUSDT. No, but okay, so that's Tether versus US dollar index. I don't understand how you can do correlation. It won't work. When the price of Bitcoin goes up, there's more demand for Tether. When the price of Bitcoin goes down, there's less demand for Tether. Right? There's also the conversion one to the other. Atlas Lithium Corporation. Do they make lithium batteries, I'm assuming? Whoa. They had some kind of a breakthrough? Right here. They must have done something, right? Maybe the company got bought out, or they created a patent. They got approved for a patent. Maybe Tesla. I mean, I'm assuming it's a battery company. Like, I have no idea what they do. But look at this. Daily MRI sell and weekly MRI sell. So what do you think is going to happen? It doesn't look very liquid. Maybe it's a spec. I don't know what happened here, but it's a weekly MRI cell. It's a daily MRI cell inside a weekly MRI cell. And now it seems to be trading normally. What's the volume like? Maybe it was a spec. Seems to be popular these days. It looks good. It looks very good. It looks bullish, but it's already up, 200%. I don't like to buy stocks that are up 200%. The chart looks bullish, but I wouldn't trade it. Now, maybe over here, maybe off this pullback. Maybe off this pullback. Like the time to buy this was probably right here at the end of March 20th week and in the beginning of the March 27th week at $16. And if you bought it here, I would continue to stay long, but I wouldn't enter here. I think it's too late. I mean, I don't know if it's too late. I mean, it can go to $100 tomorrow, but I wouldn't risk it. It's gone up too much. It can easily fall tomorrow like 50%, and it would still be bullish, right? Like I can't trade stocks like that. It can fall 40%, and I would still be completely bullish on the stock, equally as bullish as today. And I don't want to get stuck losing 40%. And as an options trader, you lose 10% of the stock, you're screwed. So I can't take that chance. I can't enter a stock with a 40% downside while still being bullish. Like, can't have that. So unfortunately, as bullish as this looks, there is almost no chance I would go long in this trade. I already checked out Wolf. You must be late to the show, Thomas. Oh, sorry, not Thomas. Tollis. We just did a whole thing on Wolf. Just rewind the video. All right, guys. I want to hang out in Swan Spaces for an hour or half an hour or something. All right. Thank you all for watching. Do you think individual state secession would be possible even with the AMT of the amount of the U.S. debt? I don't see the federal government putting up with that push. I don't think it's possible for an individual landlocked state to secede. It's not possible. The only state that can secede is Florida and Texas and California. That's it. Think of California as one giant communist state of the United States. So if you're bordering California, you're being bordered by an even bigger problem. So the only individual states that can secede are Florida, Texas, and California. That's it. California would secede for the complete opposite reason as Florida. That's it. Those are the only states that can secede. New Hampshire can't do it. South Dakota can't do it. Wyoming can't do it. They can't do it. Kansas can't do it. Now, if Florida agrees with its neighboring states to do it, yeah, a bloc can do it, but it would have to include Florida or Texas or California. It's the only way they can do it. Can they do it next month? No. Can they do it in 3 or 4 years? Yes. You see, because of the U.S. debt, the U.S. government is going to be too broke to do anything about it. And it's not 1865. You are not picking up a rifle and going to fight your cousin in Florida for his right not to secede. Remember, that was the war called brother against brother. That is not happening this time. You are not going to go shoot it out with your cousin down in Florida in the swamps. Not happening. Maine can't secede. Maine doesn't even know if they're Democrat or Republican. They split their votes. Maine's not going anywhere. Also, I don't know what economy Maine would have. I mean, lobsters and crabs can only go so far. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. Check out the Financial Summit happening in the UAE in November and Unconfiscatable. How can you reach me on Twitter? You can tag me and then I can shoot you a DM. And Unconfiscatable in December. Follow us on all social media. Thank you guys for subscribing to the Financial Summit channel. We released a new 2-minute promo video, and we're going to release a 18-minute testimonial video, or like 17-minute testimonial video from the last event at Bali next week. Thanks, guys. Maybe we can get to 800 subs by end of month. Guys, I already checked Wolf. I'm telling you for the 3rd time. I added it to my watch list. I already checked it. It's like you're typing, but you're not listening. Wolf. I did a whole analysis on Wolf. Rewind the video. This is what gets me frustrated. Like I literally just said, rewind the video, and you're again asking me to check Wolf. All right. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys. Oh, last thing. That is huge. Ridiculous. I can't believe everyone thinks the Fed's going to raise rates. Wow. Amazing. And the market's still holding. Bye, guys. Oh, yeah. Mississippi will not be allowed to secede on their own. It's too important for shipping. So the U.S. will actually go and blow up Mississippi. They will like they will they will do to the Mississippians worse than what's happening to Ukrainians right now. They will not do it. But if Texas and Florida are defending Mississippi, then there's nothing the U.S. government can do. The Mississippi will not be able to secede on their own. No way. The Mississippi outlet is way too important. That's not going to happen. I agree. It's a strategic death for the rest of the United States. Like even Florida and Texas will not let Mississippi secede. No way. But if Florida and Texas joins Mississippi in secession, that is a whole different ballgame. Bye, guys.